All right, we are back for an instant reaction podcast. Here we are. Patriots were on the clock at 46, and they said, you know what? We're trading up to 38. We can't wait for it. We need another Alabama player, a guy that was mocked to them a ton at 15, Christian Barmore. Spags, what do you think, my friend?
Should have had Keegan on. This is Keegan's guy. I know he loved Davion Nixon. That was his defensive tackle guy that he really liked. But yeah, you can't go wrong. It's funny. They're in a weird year where we're wondering how they'd go about things, right? With the lack of combine and really not getting these guys face to face. And what does Belichick do? His first two picks are guys from somebody that he trusts probably with his life. So
Of course.
I like to pick. I think that's the Adam Butler replacement. Obviously they spent some decent bring back Lawrence Guy, Devin Godchow, and I'm blanking on his name. What is his name?
Oh, Henry Anderson.
Henry Anderson from the Jets came over as well. So not too much weight on his shoulders as a rookie. But I think that is eventually your Adam Butler replacement. And they moved up, gave up a pretty good price to get him. Probably says a lot about him.
Well, yeah, and this is what we talked about, right? I had thought going into it, and I said last night, that you're looking at 46 and 96, I'm sorry. And, you just don't have the amount of capital. You don't have the space, I'm sorry, for all the draft picks. You just don't. And so I had thought, okay, you're going to take, one or two of those fourth rounders and move up from 96 to somewhere. Of course, they ended up, doing 46 instead. And, Matt is right. 2/4 for 8 spots. That's a lot. But
they weren't going to pick that many times this year. We knew that.
Well, and this is the other part of it too. Look what's happening in the second round already. Trade. There's like nonstop trades going on right now because people are moving up trying to get the guys that they want because people fell out. Remember, Barmore was people thought he was going to go top 15, top 20. And so for them to get him here at 38, I think really they kind of crushed it here. And I'm excited about it. I don't love Barmore, but he's not like my guy. He definitely has some he's kind of a boomer bust guy, but he dominated.
Yeah, he's a pass rusher, man. 11 games, 8 sacks. That's kind of what you're lacking in that interior front that you got from Adam Butler.
Yep.
Obviously, who's gone now. And he's a bigger guy too. You know how they like their nose and their guys in their interior. 6'5", 310. Me and Keegan had him on the spreadsheet. Could be a little bit more than that on his pro day. I'm not sure if that's updated, but they have a really good, like he says, really good 4-man rotation coming in. Yep. Right? You got Anderson, Godchow, Lawrence Guy, who's awesome, just takes on 2 gaps, and what he does is just doesn't show up on the stat sheet what he's been able to do.
100%.
And then you got a nice rotational rookie coming in that obviously they love if they were willing to give up that much for him. But it's interesting now. They have 96 and 120. Do they kind of use those two to maybe move up again in the third? Who knows? Or do they move back, maybe pick up some more capital, and they're done tonight?
Right.
I'm not sure. But like I said, can't go wrong when he's picking Alabama guys. If other than Cyrus Jones, I don't think the hit rate's pretty good there.
Yeah, I would say so. And Mike Reese has tweeted this out. ESPN stats and info. Since 2019, Christian Barmore has the highest pressure percentage by far when lined up as a 3 technique. 19% pressure percentage when lined up as a 3 technique. Now, the Patriots are primarily going to be playing an odd man front as their base defense, but just because that's their base defense doesn't mean that when they go to a nickel or whatever the case may be, passing downs, they might be he all of a sudden slides into that 3 technique and can get real pressure on the quarterback. So definitely, and this is something that they've been lacking, right? Something they've been looking for years, and you're right, they had it with Butler a little bit, but that real pressure presence up the middle. That where the guy's stepping into the pocket and the pocket starts to collapse around him and he steps up. Well, now it doesn't step up. So it's really he can't step up because there's a guy in his face, right? So I like the pick a lot. I wouldn't have liked it at 15, right? But I like it a lot at 38. And so and it was a lot to give up. But again, like you said, they can't make all the picks, right? They physically can't make all the picks. So why not? If that's the guy you want, go up and get him. And they did. And so here we are with 2 Bama boys coming off the board right away. And they don't have a pick until 96. Now, that's a long way away. That's a long way off. However, do they move 96 now? Do they trade up again? Because now it's a situation where the Patriots might be looking at it and saying, you know what? Screw this. If we have guys, if we have guys that we want, let's just go get them, right? Let's just go get them. Let's go up and get them because these guys are still available. So we'll see what happens there. Another picks off the board. San Fran just traded their 43 to Vegas for 48. Like, picks are flying around the board. So that's what teams are doing right now with all this talent left over. They're saying, screw it, let's go and get these guys. So I think I like it a lot. Christian Barmore coming in, and again, another guy where people looked at it and said it's a perfect Patriots fit, guy that's going to fit right in. They need D-line help, and they get him in the second round instead of the first round.
Really good depth. I mean, that was a positional group that we didn't know which way they'd go. They were obviously very active on the first day with Godchow and Anderson. You obviously want to get a little bit more youth. I know Lawrence guy signed for 4 years. Who knows if he kind of lasts that long, right? But, they're looking much better on their interior than they did at the end of the year because they got torched. And the thing about Barmore, athletic run defender, mostly, like I'd say, he's probably more disruptive as a pass rusher, but also really good against the run too. Big body in there. And like I said, I think that's your Adam Butler replacement going forward.
I agree. And it's a good question here about whether you prefer JOK over Barmore. No, and that's the thing.
You have Kyle Duggar.
That's it. JOK as a player, I like a lot. In here, where's he going to play, right? That's the Kyle Duggar role. That's what he's going to be doing. So I like JOK as a player, but he's a tweener guy that and you have that already in Duggar. So that's, you're just redundancy at that point. Now, if you get to 96 and he's still there or something like that, okay, well, maybe. I mean, the value is crazy at a certain point, but it's kind of like, you're just doing redundancy. It's a little redundant at this point. So I like what they're doing quite a bit. Of course, they're going after Alabama guys, but hey, when Alabama's the best team every year, it's not a bad plan, I suppose.
Can't go
right?
wrong. I'm trying to find a bad. I mean, obviously, Anthony Jennings last year is a little bit wait and see. He didn't have much of a role. I think he'll be more featured this year. I thought it's a deep receiver class, like someone just noted. I think that'll be. I'd like to see him spend a top 100 pick on it. I don't know if they will. Like I said, they did throw money at Aguilar and Bourne, and they like Jacoby Myers. Who knows what they feel with N'Keal Harry going forward? I know fans are out. Better than Rutgers, right? But yeah, I'd like to see a wide receiver. I thought maybe linebacker was maybe a little bit more of a need too. Like I said, they're at this point in the draft, and especially on these next 2 days, it's more so just adding, inserting some youth at spots as well as some depth going forward, right? You got key veterans back. You got Van Noy coming back, all these guys that they brought back. But looking down the road 2-3 years, these are guys that are really going to help them.
And that's it. And that's 100% it. I agree with you. And look, again, let's focus. We focus on what we can see. And I love the fact that they're making moves and they have a plan. And they're saying they identify a guy and they go get him. Right? They did it with Mac. Now they're doing it with Barmore. And it's like, hey, this is the guy we want. Let's go get him. And you bring that guy in. And again, I just come back to it 15. 20, I don't think I saw one first round mock. I don't think I saw one first round mock that didn't have Christian Barmore in. And Barmore doesn't get drafted in the first round. Instead, he goes 38th to the Patriots. So I love the pick.
I had him in mock 1.0, but at 24. So I think that's where a lot of people had him slotted in. Like I said, the defensive tackle class isn't very deep. It's like Barmore, Aleem McNeil, Davion Nixon, Jay Tufele out of USC. And then after that, there'll be a lot of guys probably going off the.
I got a nose tackle or something like that, maybe. Yeah, but those guys are just yeah.
But you knew Barmore would go early because of that. But obviously, I think it's as someone who was mocked into the first round, and definitely, I think the best defensive tackle in the class to get him here. Like I said, the price is a little steep, but like I said, they weren't going to use all 10 picks. They don't have the roster space to do it. Yep. If this is their guy that they identified to kind of be that next, disruptive pass rusher, run defender in the middle of their defense, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So that's the update here, guys. We will be back hopefully. We'll be back at least once tonight at 96. If they trade out, if they move up, if they draft at 96, who the heck knows what they're going to do. The second round is off and running with a billion trades already happening. People are flying all over the board, but the Patriots end up with Christian Barmore at pick number 38, moving up from 46 again, trading 46, 122, and 139 to move up for Christian Barmore. We love it. We're excited about it. And two Bama guys. Tuscaloosa North, as someone said. I love it.
For sure.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you.